Forget boring world records like fastest marathon or tallest skyscraper. Today we're diving into the wild side. The records so bizarre you'll wonder if humanity just ran out of normal ideas. Picture a man turning his beard into a porcupine with 3,500 toothpicks, or thousands of people sprinting through a city in nothing but underwear. Imagine collecting nearly 8,000 Funko Pops until your house looks like a toy store, or building a yo-yo bigger than a car just to prove it works. These aren't rumors. They're all official Guinness World Records. Buckle up, because the next few minutes will take you through the funniest, weirdest, and most unbelievable achievements ever made. Number 1. The first bite always tastes the same. That's the point. Donald Gorski from Wisconsin has eaten Big Macs almost daily since 1972. By March 15, 2025, he downed over 35,000 of them. He logs each sandwich, stores the cartons, and even ate one on his wedding day. Doctors warned about cholesterol. He shrugs it off, still trim, still driving to McDonald's in his Honda Civic. The record isn't just numbers. It's discipline, obsession, and a dash of fast food loyalty. The moral? Some people collect stamps. Donald collects burgers, one bite at a time. Number 2, 76 hot dogs? No way. That's the reaction Joey Chestnut hears every 4th of July at Nathan's famous contest in Coney Island. In 2021, he smashed the record, shoving down 76 dogs in 10 minutes. No ketchup, no mustard, just speed, water, and iron will. Spectators screamed, commentators counted, and Joey kept dunking buns in water to slide them down faster. The aftermath? Fame, sponsorships, and a stomach that made history. Lesson here: the American dream sometimes comes with mustard stains, if you've got the guts. Number 3, picture a ball so heavy it takes a forklift to move it. Joel Wall of Florida spent years looping rubber band after rubber band, until the megaton weighed over 9,000 pounds. That's 4,097 kilograms. Neighbors thought he was nuts, stacking mail-order bands in his yard. Guinness finally crowned him in 2008, and Ripley's bought the monster for display. It's part art, part obsession, part, what do I even do with this now? Sometimes breaking a record means breaking your lawnmower trying to mow around it. Number 4, open a bathroom shelf and imagine not one rubber duck staring back, but 5,631 of them. That's Charlotte Lee's collection in Washington State. She bought her first duck in 1996, and 2 decades later, every color, costume, and size imaginable fills her house. Pirates, superheroes, glow-in-the-dark ducks. Her guests walk in and burst out laughing. It's not about money, it's about joy. A simple toy multiplied thousands of times into something unforgettable. Her record proves even the quirkiest passion can float to the top. Number 5. The sound of a candy wrapper folding doesn't usually mean much. For Gary Duschel, it meant starting a chain back in 1965. Day after day, year after year, he linked gum wrappers together until his creation stretched 37.4 kilometers, longer than a marathon. Teachers let him weave during class. Strangers mailed him wrappers to keep it going. Decades later, his endless silver paper snake winds through storage rooms like a shiny river. The takeaway? Patience doesn't just pay off. It can literally stretch for miles. Number 6. Imagine trying to button your shirt with claws longer than a car. That was the reality for Ayanna Williams of Texas, who held the record for the world's longest fingernails on a woman. By 2017, her nails stretched a combined 576.4 centimeters, nearly 6 feet each. Painting them required 2 bottles of polish and hours of patience. Everyday tasks? Forget it. She needed help opening doors or zipping clothes. In 2021, she finally cut them off after nearly 30 years of growth. And the Guinness team measured the mountain of keratin. Her legacy? Proof that sometimes the weight you carry is literally at your fingertips. Number 7. Crash, shatter, silence. Lee Redmond of Utah once owned nails so long they twisted like spirals of glass. Starting in the late 1970s, she grew them carefully, cleaning with a toothbrush and applying oils daily. By 2008, they totaled 8.65 meters across 10 fingers, the longest nails a woman had ever grown. But tragedy struck in 2009. A car accident broke every single nail in an instant. She survived, but the record was gone forever. The story lingers as a bittersweet reminder that years of work can vanish in seconds. Number 8. Take a baseball, dip it in paint, then repeat. 18,000 times. That's what Michael Carmichael of Indiana did, starting in 1977. Every day, another coat, until the ball ballooned into a rainbow sphere over 1.7 meters wide, with 17,994 layers. Family and neighbors helped, brushing on coats like a ritual. Over decades, it became less of a ball and more of a monument to patience. Kids visiting his garage see a planet-sized paint marble glowing with color. The lesson? Even the dullest repetition can create something oddly magical if you never stop. Number 9. Road trip through Kansas, and you'll stumble upon a monster, the world's biggest ball of twine. In Cawker City, locals began wrapping string back in 1953. One farmer started it, then neighbors added more. Now the ball weighs nearly 20,000 pounds and measures over 40 feet across. Every August, the town holds a twine-a-thon, where visitors toss on fresh strands, keeping the record alive. Kids laugh, tourists snap photos, and residents treat it like their crown jewel. What began as a bored man's hobby turned into a community legacy that just keeps rolling. Number 10. Pop. Then a roar of laughter. Chad Fell from Alabama blew a bubblegum bubble so huge it covered his entire face. In 2004, at his high school, he inflated a perfect sphere measuring 50.8 centimeters across without using his hands. Teachers stood in shock. Classmates cheered. He said the secret was chewing 3 pieces at once, stretching his lungs to the limit. The bubble collapsed over his nose, sticky and ridiculous, but the record stuck. Sometimes greatness doesn't taste like glory. It tastes like bubblegum. Number 11. The smell of melting cheese, the crunch of dough under giant boots. This wasn't lunch, it was history. In January 2023, Pizza Hut and YouTuber Airrack joined forces in Los Angeles to bake the world's largest pizza. Imagine a crust stretched across the convention center floor, covering 13,990 square feet. Workers laid down thousands of pepperoni slices, buckets of sauce, and literal rivers of cheese. The whole pie weighed over 68,000 pounds. After Guinness confirmed the record, pieces were boxed and donated to local shelters. The message? Sometimes world records can actually feed people, one giant slice at a time. Number 12. Clap, clap, clap. So fast it sounded like a drum roll. Brian Bednarek from Illinois holds the strange title of the fastest clapper alive. In 2014, he rattled out 804 claps in just 1 minute. His hands blurred, cheeks reddened, and the sound filled the room like machine gun fire. Some doubted it was even humanly possible, but Guinness officials slowed down the footage frame by frame. Verified. Brian laughed, hands sore but record secure. It's the kind of achievement that makes you grin, useless in daily life, but unforgettable at a party. Number 13. Flashbulbs popped like fireworks. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson walked the red carpet for his 2015 movie San Andreas and broke a record without flexing a single muscle. Armed with fans' phones, he snapped 105 selfies in just 3 minutes. He kept smiling, shifting angles, cracking jokes while security rushed him along. Guinness counted. Every shot had to show faces clearly and be unique. Fans left screaming with proof on their screens. The Rock's lesson? Sometimes strength isn't about lifting weights. It's about lifting spirits with a camera click. Number 14. Picture one man sprinting from record to record, never stopping. That's Ashrita Furman of New York. Since the 1970s, he's set more than 600 world records, from balancing chainsaws on his chin to slicing apples mid-air. At least 200 still stand. He trains like an athlete, but picks challenges nobody else thinks of. Pogo stick marathons, underwater juggling, or reciting poetry upside down. Friends call him addicted, but he calls it joy. Ashrita's life proves you don't need fame or fortune to leave a mark. You just need endless curiosity and a willingness to look silly. Number 15. Ready, set, shirt storm. In December 2023, David Rush from Idaho, famous for chasing records, pulled on 10 t-shirts in 15.03 seconds. He started with a deep breath, arms pumping like pistons as fabric flew. By the final shirt, he looked like a stuffed scarecrow, grinning through layers of cotton. The crowd laughed. Guinness officials nodded. Stopwatch stopped. David's done hundreds of odd records, but this one was pure comedy. His point? Inspire kids to chase science and goals, but also to laugh. Sometimes the best record is the one that makes everyone smile. Number 16. Crash. One record was built on pure destruction. In 2024, David Rush lined up a stack of vinyl records and started karate chopping them like pancakes. In just 30 seconds, he shattered 55 discs with his bare hands. The sound was brutal, plastic cracking, shards flying everywhere, and his palms glowing red. It wasn't about music, it was about speed and precision. Judges counted every clean break, and Guinness sealed the deal. For David, it was another notch in his wild collection of stunts. For everyone else, it was proof that sometimes breaking stuff can win applause. Number 17. Juggling looks easy until you realize the numbers. David Rush grabbed 3 balls, locked eyes on the clock, and in 60 furious seconds managed 586 catches. That's almost 10 per second. The rhythm was hypnotic. Thuds in the air, slaps into his palms. Repeat. Any slip, and it would be over. But he never faltered. Spectators leaned forward, counting faster than their brains could handle. When the buzzer rang, he grinned, hands trembling. The record showed that discipline beats chaos, even when you're tossing chaos in the air non-stop. Number 18. A handful of chopsticks, a target on the wall, and one determined man. David Rush decided to hurl sticks like tiny spears, aiming for a board across the room. In 1 minute, he landed 29 chopsticks dead center. The clicks echoed like darts hitting wood, each throw sharper than the last. Onlookers burst out laughing at the absurdity. Who even thinks of this? But Guinness confirmed the feat, and David added another oddity to his list. The takeaway? Anything, even dinner utensils, can become world record ammo in the right hands. Number 19. Bump it! And suddenly, it wasn't just a greeting. In 2022, David Rush turned fist bumps into a blur of speed. Partner lined up, stopwatch ready, and in 60 seconds, they cranked out 152 bumps. The sound, soft thuds of knuckles, filled the room like a drumbeat. People laughed at how robotic yet friendly it looked. Judges confirmed every contact. David's grin said it all. Sometimes world records don't need danger or pain, just pure rhythm and teamwork. A silly handshake? Maybe. But it got him another place in Guinness. Number 20. Picture grapes flying through the air like purple bullets. David Rush and his partner Jonathan Hannon pulled off one of their strangest feats yet, juggling while feeding grapes into each other's mouths. In just 1 minute, Jonathan caught 39 grapes between his teeth, while the balls kept spinning. The room echoed with laughter as grapes smacked cheeks and bounced off the floor. When they finally hit the record, they collapsed in hysterics. The point wasn't elegance, it was chaos managed perfectly. Proof that even fruit can become history if you've got skill and a sense of humor. Number 21. Wrapping a gift can feel stressful, but try wrapping a whole person. In 2023, David Rush teamed up with Lisa Marie Hannon to set the record for the fastest human gift wrap. Stopwatch ready, paper rustling, tape flying. They covered Jonathan Hannon head to toe in shiny wrapping in just 1 minute and 43.19 seconds. The crowd cracked up as he stood there like a giant Christmas present, bow and all. Judges checked every corner. No gaps, no cheating. Record locked. It was ridiculous, but festive proof that teamwork and tape can turn a human into holiday history. Number 22. 2 balloons, 1 head, and nearly 14 minutes of absolute focus. David Rush tried something kids do absent-mindedly, keeping balloons in the air, but with a twist. He could only use his forehead. He shuffled, bent backward, and nudged with tiny flicks, refusing to let gravity win. Finally, after 13 minutes and 58 seconds, the balloons dropped and cheers exploded. His neck ached, sweat dripped, but the record stood. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't loud, but it was strangely beautiful. Proof that even playtime can turn into a test of stamina and precision. Number 23. Now imagine a beach ball the size of a car being passed around like it's hot lava. That's what David Rush and a team attempted in Idaho. Their mission: the most passes of a giant inflatable ball in 3 minutes. The ball soared, bounced off hands, nearly crushed a kid, but kept moving. By the buzzer, they'd tallied 683 passes. Judges smiled. Record confirmed. The moment turned into a carnival of laughter and teamwork, showing that sometimes the biggest wins come when nobody's afraid to look a little ridiculous together. Number 24. Pizza boxes usually end up greasy in the trash, but not for Scott Wiener of New York. Since the late 1980s, he's been collecting them. Clean ones, from pizzerias all over the globe. By the time Guinness measured, he had 595 unique pizza boxes neatly stored. Some carried colorful art, others strange slogans, each one telling a slice of culture. Friends teased him, but Scott turned it into a career. He now runs pizza tours in NYC. His obsession became a quirky archive of history, proving that even throwaways can tell a story worth saving. Number 25. Think of a yo-yo the size of a small car. In 2012, Ohio engineer Beth Johnson built one, not for kids, but for the record books. Her wooden creation measured 3.63 meters in diameter and weighed over 200 kilograms. To prove it worked, she hoisted it with a crane and let it drop on a 36-meter string. The crowd gasped as the giant disc actually rolled up and down like the world's heaviest toy. Guinness confirmed it, and Beth beamed. Her oversized yo-yo showed the child inside us never really disappears. It just dreams bigger. Number 26. In Chico, California, the Yo-Yo Museum holds something that looks like it belongs in a circus act. A massive wooden toy called Big Yo. At 4 feet tall and weighing nearly 82 kilograms, it's officially the world's largest working wooden yo-yo. Unlike Beth Johnson's steel and wood monster, this one was handmade for fun in the 1980s and still works. Museum staff hoist it up with pulleys and drop it, letting the string groan as the giant disc spins down and then climbs back up. Visitors stare wide-eyed. Childhood nostalgia, just blown up to impossible scale. Number 27. Step inside Rancho Obi-Wan in Petaluma, California, and you're not in a barn. you're in Star Wars heaven. Collector Steve Sansweet has built the world's largest Star Wars collection, with hundreds of thousands of items, rare figurines, life-sized replicas, even props from the films. His obsession began in the 1970s, buying action figures for $1 each. Decades later, his barn is a galactic museum visited by fans from around the globe. Guinness gave him the record, but Steve insists it's about community, not trophies. For Star Wars lovers, it's the ultimate pilgrimage site. Number 28. Imagine trying to shave with 3,500 tiny wooden splinters stuck in your beard. That's exactly what Joel Strasser from Washington did to secure a record. Armed with patience and tweezers, he inserted 3,500 toothpicks into his facial hair, one by one, for over 3 hours. By the end, his face looked like a spiky porcupine, and moving even an inch felt dangerous. Guinness officials counted every toothpick before he finally shook them free, littering the floor like matchsticks. Painful? Definitely. Pointless? Maybe. But unforgettable? Without question. Number 29. Paul Scardino of Virginia didn't just buy toys, he bought all the toys. His obsession, Funko Pop vinyl figures. By late 2023, he had amassed a staggering 8,002 unique pops, filling every inch of his home. Rows of superheroes, musicians, movie villains, and obscure TV characters stared from the shelves. Paul started collecting in 2017 after receiving a Doctor Strange figure as a gift. The hobby snowballed into the world's largest Funko Pop collection. Guinness confirmed it, and fans online called him the Pop King. Proof that one small gift can spark a lifetime obsession. Number 30. Picture a casino floor in California, filled not with dice, but rubber chickens. In 2017, Soboba Casino staged the world's largest rubber chicken toss. A total of 1,013 participants lined up, each armed with a squeaky yellow bird, and on the count of 3, the air filled with flying poultry. The squeaks and laughter drowned out the slot machines as chickens rained down in a bizarre, feathery storm. Guinness officials nodded. It was a record. For one afternoon, gambling took a back seat to silliness, and the house finally let the players win. Number 31. Most people hang pizza posters, ironically. Not Telly Coopery from New Jersey. She turned her love for pizza into the world's biggest collection of pizza-related items. From plush toys shaped like slices to earrings dripping with cheese design, her stash grew to 793 pieces by 2023. Friends thought it was a quirky phase, but Telly kept hunting on eBay, flea markets, and even gas stations. Guinness officials cataloged every oddball item, and she earned the record. Her collection is part shrine, part comedy. Proof that passion for pizza doesn't have to stop at the dinner table. Number 32. In Boys Town, Nebraska, stamps aren't for letters. They're for building boulders. Over decades, kids and locals rolled together a gigantic ball made entirely from canceled postage stamps. By the time Guinness checked, it weighed nearly 600 pounds, layered with millions of tiny paper squares. The ball is now displayed like a town treasure, with tourists staring at the swirling mosaic of colors and postmarks from across the globe. Something designed to be tossed aside was turned into permanence. It's recycling, but with a record-breaking twist. Number 33. Cecil and Joan Dixon didn't settle for a chicken coop. They filled their entire home with poultry-themed knickknacks, ceramics, plushies, jewelry, clocks, you name it. Their collection reached a jaw-dropping 6,505 chicken items, making it the largest of its kind in the world. Walk into their living room, and it's like stepping into a surreal barnyard carnival, every shelf clucking with feathers and beaks. Guinness granted them the record, and the couple just laughed. For them, It wasn't about fame, it was about joy. Sometimes love for a single animal really can take over your whole life. Number 34. High five. Now double it, again and again. In Ohio, Nolan Johnston turned a playground move into a Guinness feat by delivering 144 double high fives in 1 minute. He and his partner stood like pistons, slapping hands in rapid fire, palms stinging by the end. The sound was like popcorn popping, and spectators shouted the count. When the timer buzzed, their arms shook with exhaustion, but the record stood. It's silly, sure, but there's something addictive in pushing speed and rhythm to human limits, even with something as simple as clapping hands. Number 35. Picture thousands of people running through the streets, wearing nothing but underwear. In 2011, Salt Lake City hosted the Utah Undie Run, created as a tongue-in-cheek protest and charity event. With 2,270 participants, it became the largest gathering of its kind. The crowd was a blur of boxers, bras, and superhero briefs, waving signs and laughing as they charged downtown. Guinness officials confirmed the bizarre parade as a world record. For the runners, it was about more than silliness. It was about freedom, fun, and proving you don't need much clothing to make history.